fantastic. Okay, so welcome everybody to the Roundtable Talk. My name is Jing. I'm the CEO of Bukit Vista, and I have a special guest with me today. This is a fellow architect in our community, and he's built the villa for Shafri, who is the VP of Data Science at Gojek. Mungkin Bapak bisa kenalin dulu siapa nama dan mungkin sedikit dengan your background, ya?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Yeah, my name is Made Suryanata Prabawa. I'm an architect, professional architect, and I am graduated from Udayana University and also graduated in University of Indonesia
Oh,
for
wow. Okay.
master program.
Excellent. Okay.
And now I'm a lecturer also.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a lecturer in Warmadewa University in
Okay.
Denpasar, and I'm also doing architectural work along with my team, and now we are busy doing some villas project.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. All right. That's a very excellent background. So you studied in Bali, and then
Yes.
you went to pretty much the best university in Indonesia to get a master's.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, between that, it's a bit. It's a bit UGM. Okay. And then after that, you lecture here in Bali. What topics do you lecture about at the moment?
At the moment, I'm teaching about
Okay. Very good.
structure and housing,
Okay.
urban housing, and I'm also teaching about architectural studios,
Architectural
how
studio.
to
Okay.
design buildings together.
Okay. So it seems like you probably have quite a lot of knowledge about architecture and probably current knowledge then too as well. I'm curious, like saya sangat mau tahu ya, like what are some of the hard questions your clients come to ask you about? Like when you take on a client like let's say Shafri, right? What questions challenge you? Questions challenge you to think more deeply about architecture?
Um, the main question, I think, how to design such a complex space in a very tiny
Okay, so
site.
maximizing the size.
Yes,
Okay, got it.
that's the problem I encounter when I am designing Mas Syafri villas,
Okay.
because he has a lot of needs. I want pool, I want bedrooms, I want many things. I want bar, I want lunch pool.
Okay.
So in only two, 200, 200 square meters.
Wow. Okay, that's a very efficient use of that land.
Yes,
That stimulates you to, I'm guessing, to be very creative to how to build on that.
yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
It's quite challenging for me. So
I bet. Okay.
and it's fun also. It's fun also.
Okay.
I like to doing some layouting.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the main question for me and for designing architecture is how to maximize the sites.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a lot to do with sounds like a chef, right? So you're given this ingredient and then how to actually bring out the best results. Good thing we're going to be eating soon, so we'll see how the chef actually applies to this. Okay. What do you think are sort of like the questions that a good client should be asking an architect? What are some things that would help them understand the process so that they have, I think, the most delightful experience when working together with you?
I wish they would ask me about what's your interest in architectural style. That's
Got it.
because every architect has their own style.
Oh, that's right. Right. Okay.
Like me, I'm especially likes modern style, minimalism style.
Okay. Very good.
Japandi, like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when we started to talk about the architect's specialty, it will guide through the process of
Okay.
designing more easily.
Understood. So that's an important question. Maybe a lot of clients don't understand, right? They should probably understand what is your particular approach.
Yes.
Because if they don't, they might get disappointed later and think, I want this. Okay, got it. Okay, so understanding the architect style is important. What are some questions that you think are important for understanding the client? So before you decide to, let's say, work with a particular client, what do you want to understand about them?
First, I want to understand about why do you need this building?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. Yes.
I need to understand that first because some people create design for profit, some design for family.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a different approach.
Okay. We often actually do classify the exact same way.
Yeah.
So we ask people if they do it for investment or for lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is a different approach. It has to be
Yes, yes,
built
yes.
for, I think, and at Bukit Vista, we see that if you're building it for your lifestyle, then it can be customized to how you want to live, right?
Yes, yes.
But if you're building it for investment, you are generally, you need to follow what your guests are willing to pay you for.
Yeah.
Okay.
And budget. Budget
Budget.
is the first we need to think about.
When you talk about budget, do you mean how much they want to actually earn in terms of budget from renting the property, or how much they're willing to invest into building the property?
Yes, yes.
The second one, yeah, budget for
Yes.
okay. And budget can be kind of an awkward conversation, I'm thinking, right? Syndicate like kaku. But how do you generally have a professional discussion about budget while keeping, I think, the expectations correct? I mean, do you have to struggle with it sometimes and tell them, no, if you want all this, I can't fit your budget? Or how do you manage expectations of a client?
Maybe the simple way is I tell them what
Mhm.
what my specialty is,
Okay.
and then if they want to optimize their money,
Okay.
yeah, we can do it along the way.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay. Got
we
it.
just do it with we will do it inside the process. Yeah,
Right.
along the process we do it.
Do you think it's important for the client to understand that any sort of changes needs to be budgeted rather than because I happen to work in project management
Yeah.
before and variation orders and change orders. I think if that's not well managed, it can really get kind of difficult for an architect and also can be difficult for the client. So what is the way to, let's say, allow for the client to still be creative, but also not essentially then start doing work that kind of outside the scope and all this other particulars.
Actually, for in my own practice,
Hmm.
I just let the client flow their ideas.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
just like what myself do,
Okay.
because he has so many ideas.
Right. Right.
I'm just listening, and then I I create some list,
Okay.
and then after I hearing all their thoughts,
Uh-huh.
and then I start to tell the clients about you can do this,
Okay.
you can do this, and you can do this because of this, like that.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Okay. So you listen to the client and then you make some proposals.
proposal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
like
it.
the um, what will you get if you use like design like this? What will you get? I explained it to him. If it's okay, okay, we just
Got it.
process it.
And when you make these proposals, what are sort of the constraints that you're thinking about? Are you thinking necessarily about, let's say, the rentability, profitability, or just the lifestyle element or environment? What is kind of helping you to actually make each particular proposal?
Um, Particular proposal. The first one, I think the client needs and the client's needs like the client needs for architectural style. I think.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So based on their particular needs for the style. Okay,
Yes.
all right.
I in my projects I don't actually have a particular style.
Hmm.
But it's like I'm combining what I likes
Hmm.
with what my clients like, and it creates some kind of form
Okay.
comment between two minds like that.
But this is kind of okay, so I'm going to catch you on this one, right?
Yeah.
Because you said that your client should understand your particular style,
Yeah.
and then now you're saying that essentially you'll follow the client's style. So how do you balance that? Because if they if they keep on wanting too many changes, it isn't your signature anymore, right? It becomes something that's sort of different. But if you don't, I guess, listen, then the client feels like they're not being heard, right?
For me, it's not the most important thing is not my signature,
Okay.
but my client's comfort.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
you build for user. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
user
got it.
comfort is
Okay,
my first priority
okay,
because if I insist using my own style, I
right.
think not everyone like it. Yeah, so
Okay, got it.
yeah, like that.
How do you know the client knows more than you? Because sometimes I think that's a tough one, right? You're a professional, you have the experience, you teach architecture, and then a lot of times we're dealing with clients, this is their very first time that they've actually built a house, and they might not have your expertise, but they insist on a particular position or a particular way. And then later on, maybe you already see, let's say 3 months, 6 months, or after they move in, they might have a conflict with that. Do you do you just kind of let it happen, or like what's sort of like the best? I'm giving you all the hard questions, right? So,
Um,
what are sort of like you think the best ways that you can lead a client or guide a client in this particular direction?
I the easiest way, I tell them that the consequence will be their they will be have an uncomfortable living spaces
Okay, got
at
it.
first, and then you will also, if you have happening that you will need a lot of money again
Okay,
to maybe doing some perbaikan bangunan like
of
that,
course. Okay.
renovate the house. So it's better to yeah, just let me do my work, and then
So get the space, right?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What if you had to choose, what type of client is the best fit for you? Like, is it a person looking to build a lifestyle property? Is it a person looking to build an investment property? Is it a person who has never been to Bali? Is it a person who always comes to Bali? If you were to say what type of clients get along best with you, what would you say their style would be?
I think the client who wants to live in Bali and
Okay,
experience Bali
got it.
in their own way.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the very best client for me, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it. And this is always a good question, which is there are so many architects or so many people who even ask to be architecture. And more there's things in AI like Midjourney that can
yeah.
really create instantaneous renderings and design. So how do you deal with your competitors? How do you deal with the other options your clients might have to find somebody who can design a comfortable property for them? What's your approach?
Um, my approach is the design process, I think.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
AI doesn't have a design process.
Oh,
Yeah.
not yet. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and design process or design approach, that is it is different from one architect to another architect. Yeah,
Correct. Okay, understand.
because it depends on what they think first and what their priority first. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that is the main unique selling point for architects, I think.
Your design process.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
If somebody's buying your process, what sort of benefits can they expect, like in this process? How's your process going to make them more comfortable or add more maybe value to their rentals?
Kalau if we do the design through design process, I think the outcome
Hmm.
will be a design that is optimized like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So it will minimize the risk
Okay.
of the construction, of the risk, the hazard like that.
Your client Shaffrey told me this. One of his the best reasons he used this exact language actually. He said, "I chose your team to be my architects because you abstracted away a lot of the complications
Okay.
that normally there's having to get permitting, licenses, all these particulars, but he could just kind of work on the high level with you and all the other things would just get taken care of." I think
Yes, yes,
that's probably a direct benefit of that design process you're talking about, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Perhaps we can experience your work visually here. I got an iPad here.
Yes.
How can I find any examples of your work on the internet? Is there anything that
Oh,
you
maybe
can
you
show me?
can.
Okay, sure. We'll put it right there. Okay.
Mm. Yes, that's
Okay,
good.
Suryanata. Okay, so Suryanata has shown me essentially his Instagram page, and wow, these are pretty interesting. Okay,
Yes.
so what I'm seeing here is that you have some designs that are fairly modern. Um, This is an AIG office? Is this for a studio?
No, actually, I'm creating some shop houses.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
got it, got it. Okay,
uh,
perfect, perfect.
yeah.
Um, how applicable is it to go from, let's say, doing commercial architecture to residential architecture? Is it kind of like what you were saying about style before? Is it easy to go from style to style, or is it like a completely different sort of animal?
Um, I think it's what can I say? sometimes it's easy, sometimes
Okay,
it's hard. Yeah,
of
depends
course.
on the style.
Okay, okay. What are you say would be, let's say, actually, here's a fun question. What is a project that really tests the skills of yourself and that would test the skills of a very accomplished architect? What kind of project would be, let's say, the like, okay, let's say if you're a chef, right?
Yes.
If you're a chef, the general test is they make you cook eggs
Mm.
and something usually simple, like poaching an egg and putting a hollandaise sauce on it. Is there any particular way that you see that an architect can sort of showcase their particular competency, their skill set in a simple test that you can recommend?
Mm, designing a house, I think, yeah,
Okay.
because I think the very complicated function of building is a house.
Oh, really? Okay. All
Every
right.
person has their different needs of house
Correct.
and has a different meaning of house.
How do you evaluate a house, though? I mean, there's simple houses like this thing here, but then there's really beautiful houses.
Yeah.
What is then your criteria for saying what is a great house and what is a not such great house?
A great house is a house that is can accommodate every needs of the living family there.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah,
so
every
it's
needs.
so basically a great house is built comfortably,
Yeah,
custom set
yeah.
to what? Okay, interesting, interesting.
This,
What? Okay, what are some mistakes you would say that can be avoided by, let's say, in a client architect relationship? Like, let's say has the client fully expressed all their particular ideas yet, or if they have an unrealistic approach? What are some of the things that you think you would advise to a person shopping for an architect to think through clearly before they actually commit to building a house?
they need to think first about the room needs,
Okay.
the bedrooms, the bathrooms,
Okay.
yeah, like that. And then is and their of course their living cultures like that.
Okay. Got
Yeah,
it.
like for Westerner and Asian people, it's creating a different houses,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would agree. Yeah.
like different layout. Sorry,
Yeah.
different layouts. Yeah.
Uh,
So that's why in my first question is for designer, what room what kind of room he needs?
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
How much do you need a bathroom? Is it a share bathroom you like, or everyone has their own bathroom?
Understood. Understood. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm actually curious. In most cases, let's say you're building a house for a couple, are you dealing mostly with the male spouse or the female spouse, or are you dealing with the creative one, or who generally do you have to? Who generally is your client in this particular cases?
I think the dominant one is the female.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's something that they.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the female is deciding essentially what the comfort level and
Yeah.
the design. Okay. Got it. And in this particular regard, what sort of considerations do you find to be the most highest priority, right? Like I'm thinking if you're dealing with a male client, they're probably going to ask about cost and about like resourcing material. But let's say for your female clients, what are some of their first priorities in terms of how to actually talk with you and understand what's going to be built in the house?
The first thing that female clients would
Uh-huh.
ask me, I think the living room.
Oh yeah.
The
Okay.
living room and the
Okay.
kitchen.
Okay.
Is it comfortable? Yeah, can you design like this?
Right.
Because I
Right.
will invite my friends.
The heartland of a home, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, right?
Uh,
I can see that. I can see that. Okay. All right. So once you get that under control, then you 80% done. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. And let's say about particulars about, let's say people have questions about a bill of material or a permit
Mm,
or, any of the sort of the boring but necessary parts of actually creating a comfortable home, especially if it's for rental.
yeah.
How do you answer those questions? Like, what do you say to somebody who's like, do I need a building permit? What sort of advice do you offer, let's say, people who ask questions about permits, questions
Mm.
about costs? Yeah, I'm just kind of curious what that would be.
If regarding permits, I
Hmm.
think I will make sure they create a permit for the
Okay,
building
all right.
like
Is
that.
is that an architect's job or is that
Yes, yes.
that is an
That's
architect's job too?
my
Okay,
professional ethics like that.
I see.
I
Okay,
need to remind all of our clients to to do the permits before
Okay.
they do the building construction.
I see. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And for, let's say, the cost and everything of a particular project, how, like, okay, when a particular client has an idea, how quickly is an architect able to cost out the idea, right? Let's say they want to say, I want to add an extra bedroom and such. Are you able to sort of immediately give a quick rule of thumb and say that will cost an extra 500 million for that? Or do you have to do some research, and what's the usual process like?
I usually use like a quick count
Okay.
using average range of meter
Okay.
square.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Can you share that with us? Like, what is the average cost per square meter to build in Bali? Like, say, a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star level.
If it's not one level buildings,
Uh-huh.
I think it's around three. If it depends on the function also. If
Sure.
it's a villa or
Okay.
resort,
Okay.
it's regards as luxurious building.
Okay.
It
Got
will
it.
cost 5 to 7 million per meter square.
Per square meter. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's everything, right? That's fixing the land, putting the foundation in,
Yes.
all the way up to the top. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that include the roof too, or?
Yes.
Oh,
That's,
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
But that's a quick count.
Okay.
Maybe
Got it.
the tolerance is around 20%, 15% around that.
Okay. Got it. And that's excluding furniture and anything like that, right?
Yes.
With furniture, not including electronics and furniture, right?
Oh, no, sorry. That's exclude the furniture.
Okay,
Just the
understood.
architectural works.
Understood. Okay, got it.
Uh,
Luxury has many levels. Would you say that's like a 3-star level, a 4-star level, or like a 5-star level? If I'm using like St. Regis or like Four Seasons on that, would it still be 5 million, or would it be?
It depends. It depends.
Okay.
If it's like a 5-star hotel, maybe it can get around 15 million per
Okay,
meter.
15 million per square meter. Okay, all right. That's pretty handy, right? So that's a quick way that, let's say, anybody who is looking to add more building area. Okay. And when you decide, let's say, on your land, on your ingredient, is there a certain percentage that is too much to build on? Do you usually go like, is it 40%, 60%, 80%? Can you build on 100% of the land? Or what's like, is there any rule of thumb for that in general?
Uh, in Indonesia, mainly in Bali, I think from 100% of the land, you can only build mainly 50% to 60%.
Oh, okay. So you have to keep 50%
Yeah.
open anyways. Okay.
The rest
great.
is for the open space.
Okay, got it, got it. Does pool count as open space or?
Yes.
Okay,
Pool,
all right.
garden,
Okay,
especially garden.
got it. Okay. What sort of advice would you have for people who are less experienced in their process for building a home? What sort of mistakes are possible? What sort of let's say you've gone down the road and then they realize, oh, I went the wrong way. Now I have to demolish everything, begin again. Do you see any type of, let's say, issues that you can advise a client so that they can like find an architect like you and be more successful in their journey to finding a holiday home, building a holiday home?
Mm. I think the first thing is the position of the bedroom.
Okay. Really? Okay.
Yeah, bathroom and the bedroom. That's the
Okay.
main point, I think.
Okay.
Because if they don't fix the position of the bedroom in the first place,
Okay.
we cannot change the construction when it is already built.
Oh,
So
right.
you need to fix the
Okay, those are critical points. Yeah, find it.
because the plumbings you need to fix it, right?
Right. What are the mistakes that you can make with wrongly positioned bedroom? Like you just, is there a wrong way to position it, or what's the?
Maybe it's especially the openings,
Okay.
the view.
Okay.
Yeah. So we need to ask first for them, ask them first. What which side of view you want to use as your main?
I see. So the orientation of the building.
Yes, orientation of the building.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, that sounds pretty crucial.
Through the orientation, we can position the bed.
I understand. Okay,
It's
got
the
it. So what sort of last message maybe do you want to offer our audience here in terms of your particular practice and how it makes it unique? Like what do you think is the best way to have the last impression, right, to somebody who's watching this?
I think the best architecture is architecture that can be comfortably used for everyone that live in the architecture.
Okay,
Yeah.
best You're very consistent about that. So the
Yes,
comfort
yes,
level. Okay.
yeah, the comfort level.
You should be a UI UX designer, I think. Very, very accustomed to it. Okay, Mr. Suryanatha, thank you so much
Okay.
for your questions and for
Yeah.
answering our questions today.
Yes.
And okay, I guess that's the episode of this time's edition for the Bukit Vista Roundtable Talk. And stay tuned for the next episode. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.